Welcome to this week's video. So this morning we've got drizzle and we've got quite a lot of low cloud. Sunrise has happened. I think we're probably coming up to around 9 o'clock, 9:15, and sunrise was 8:20. High tide this morning coincided with sunrise, hence the reason we've come down to the coast. So we're back at Brothers Point, although we've walked quite a distance from where we were last time we came. If you've not seen that video, I'll put a little link above. But we've got very different conditions this morning to when we last was here. So last video we had crashing waves everywhere, and I mean crashing waves. We had a lovely sky. This morning there is quite a lot of movement in the tide, in the ocean, and it's creating some lovely white texture against the rocks. As usual, what I'm struggling with is finding a composition, because I don't want to get too close to the edge, and I'm sort of not far away on this side, and it's unnerving me a little bit. There's probably so many compositions that you can have. The rocks here are just strange. There's so many shapes and textures and colours in them, and the patterns sort of can lead you out sort of across the Kilt Rock. So you can see Kilt Rock waterfall from here, just across to my right there, but at the moment it's sort of shrouded a little bit in cloud or drizzle. So the composition that I'm currently working on, it's a bit, it's sort of maybe a bit of a starter shot, if you like. So what we've got is Brothers Point here. You've got all of these black rocks in the foreground, and on the left hand side of the frame you've almost got a shelf of rock that the tide just keeps crashing over. In the immediate foreground, I've just tried to sort of pick out this little bit of rock so that the foreground is tying in with the midground, and obviously at the back. The rain is coming in again, and it's probably, I don't know whether it's going to make a moody shot or not, I don't know. But I suppose we're out, that's the main thing. The weather's been pretty much like this for the last 2 days, and yesterday we went down to a little beach down at Glen Brittle and just tried to get a couple of shots there. Reviewed the images last night, and the one that I'm most happy with is one of a tree that we took immediately, sort of as we got out the car. I'm not sure, to be honest, whether this rain will clear, because looking out to sea, it's just like blankets, like pea soup. Okay, so the rain has stopped and we've just climbed a little bit higher just to try and get a better viewpoint, to be fair. We've just got a rainbow coming in the background there, and there is another one just very faint to the side of it. There's a ship just passing out as well to sea, just by the rainbow. I don't know, I'm sort of struggling a little bit. I think I'm struggling with not having that foreground, that strong foreground that I really, really like. And I've just tried to sort of use this edge here as a foreground, looking far across the Kilt Rock. Again, just at the moment, there's a lot of cloud around there. I did take a couple of shots just earlier, and they're all right, although I don't know if you can make out on camera, but there's a cliff edge here and then Kilt Rocks behind that. Just earlier when we was taking the images, there was a little bit of light on this cliff edge that's closest to us, and Kilt Rock is sort of shrouded in a bit of mystery. You know, they're not going to be anything special this morning, but it has been nice. We've got wet, muddy boots. Our hands are freezing, but it's been nice. We have enjoyed that, to be fair. The compositions, like I say, are not going to be anything spectacular. Whether the tide has receded enough when we sort of make our way back that we can get to that little bit where we were previously or not, I'm not sure. The other thing that we'll need to take into account is it's going to be wet, very wet. Because the sky isn't doing very much, what I've tried to do is I've dropped a medium 0.9 grad in just to try and give it a bit more drama. There is a little bit of detail in the sky. My wind blower's blown off. My wind muffler has blown off. So not sure if you can still hear me or not. I'll get this back on and I'll speak to you again in a second. So the rainbow keeps coming in and out, and I think what I might do is just sort of hold out at this spot just to see if the light changes. The boat that I just spoke about that went past the rainbows just come all the way around, and there was some light, beautiful light catching the boat. Hopefully, if the sun manages to get high enough in the sky, which at this time of year is difficult, but if the sun manages to get high enough round, it'd be nice to get some light across there. I think we might be wishful thinking, but nevertheless they are quite moody shots. So I've just sort of edged a little bit further round from where I were, and what I've sort of got is these white and black rocks in the foreground. We've then got this jaggedy edge that leads out. In the midground you've got this little bit of a rock, and then with the cliffs in the background with that moody sky, and hopefully if that rainbow just pops back out again. What I have done is I've taken 2 exposures, so trying to sort of create that drama and catch that rainbow, I've had to dial the exposure down for the sky. So I've taken an exposure for that, and then one for the foreground. So for the sky I'm on f13 ISO 64 and 1.3 seconds on the shutter, and then all I literally do is sort of lighten up that foreground, so around 2 seconds, and take the shot, and then hopefully I'll be able to bring them together. So I've still got that 0.9 medium grad on, and I've just got a 1 second delay on the timer as well. There's a couple of birds flying past, not sure if I'll have caught any of those in the shot. If I have, probably on the exposure time that I'm using, they might be a little bit blurred, but it looks as if that rain might be coming back in again. What I'd want, or where I'd want to be, is down there, in and amongst it, with the waves coming in, and sort of maybe try and pick out a couple of nice features. I'm using the rocks in the foreground, but because it's wet and it's quite a drop, I'm just not confident. This rain and sort of the sky, it's almost white out sky, which I never feel looks good in an image unless it's fog. It's been lovely to come out, and I think we will just maybe head back down to that lovely bit of coast with the rock just as we come in, and see if there's anything else there. But for now I think we're going to pack up. It feels a bit like fighting a losing battle, if I'm honest. But you know, the alarm went off at 6:45 and we just thought, what the hell, let's go and have a look. And if you don't come out, you're not going to get an image, and I know we always say that. They're not going to be award winning, but it's been lovely. We've seen a couple of seals, and you know, the rainbow, we've been blessed this week with rainbows. So yeah, I'll pack the camera away, see what we can find over this way, and we'll speak to you again shortly. So we've made it back to this absolutely lovely area that we spent some time at just maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago. It's still quite covered with the tide, and I don't really sort of fancy breaking a leg or breaking a neck. So we're going to call it a day. It's probably a short video today. The images are not going to be fantastic, but it's just been nice still to come out and experience the coastline at sunrise, although it didn't really do very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave us a little comment, maybe a little thumbs up, and if we're really lucky, you might subscribe. And we're going to go back now, get some breakfast or brunch, and go and sort of have a see what else we can find for the rest of the day. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Take care. Adios. I'll just hold it there. Oh, hang on, that'll do. Will that do?
Take over the